The most important thing that you can do for your child's learning is to ensure that they are adequately hydrated. Before they go to school, before they come in from their breaks, always encourage your children to have a glass of water. Today my son GIÁC has joined me to show you some of the exercises that I do at the beginning of each session with my children in the tutoring centre, as well as my own kids at home, to switch on their brains and to ensure that they have the best chance of learning the information that I am going to present. There are 2 points just below the knobs of your collarbone, between the first rib and your collarbone, that are depressions in your chest. If you use your hand in this formation, doesn't matter which hand, your thumb and 2 fingers, to massage those points around and around 3 times. This exercise is switching on the brain points. All of these exercises that we are going to do are taken from Bren and Educational Kinesiology for Kids. Whilst I use them in my practice and I find great results, I highly recommend that you go and do your own Bren Kinesiology for Kids course so that you can learn more about what we're doing. After you've massaged the brain buttons, the next step is hookups. First, cross your feet one over the other. It doesn't matter if you're doing your right foot, like I am, or your left foot, like GIÁC is. The important thing is, in the next step, when you move your hands, to have the same hand as your foot. So if you've crossed your right foot over your left, cross your right arm over your left. The second step of a hookup is to cross your right arm or your left arm over, clasp your hands and then turn it up and hold it at your chest. Hold this position for at least a minute. The third step is to uncross your hands and your feet, hold your feet at shoulder width apart and put your hands, fingertips together to make a ball. Again, hold for at least a minute. The third exercise that I do with all my children is cross crawls. These can be done in a variety of ways. GIÁC is going to demonstrate one method and I will demonstrate another. The idea of a cross crawl is to take your opposite hand and touch it either to your knee or your foot on the opposite side. Again, do for about a minute. All up, the entire warm-up sequence takes approximately 5 minutes. For maximum impact, it is best that you do the exercises with your child, rather than telling your child to do them and then standing there watching. This exercise is called the elephant. First, you attach one arm to your ear. In my case, I've put my right arm up to my right ear. Now I'm going to trace a large figure of 8 in the air, my eyes following my hand. I will do this for 4 or 5 figure 8s. Then I will swap my arms and do it with my non-dominant side. For this exercise, I have the student hold their hand out with the thumb pointing up. Again, we trace a figure of 8 in the air and follow our thumb with our eyes.
Okay.
Repeat with the other hand. Thinking caps is an exercise that I use to help increase memory retention. It involves rolling out and pulling away slightly the curled bit of our ear. Work your way around your ear. Then start again. Repeat 3 times. Do this exercise on both ears at the same time to activate memory. This activity involves drawing on a blackboard, whiteboard, piece of paper, sand tray, shaving foam, or whatever tactile medium that you can find, with both your dominant hand and the non-dominant hand. The idea is to draw a symmetrical drawing using both hands. Now I'm going to invite my son GIÁC to come in and demonstrate his drawing. Very good. Another valuable brain integration exercise that I incorporate throughout my lessons is encouraging my student to write or draw with their non-dominant hand. In my case, I am right-handed, so I take the pen and put it in my left. Next, I encourage my student to write simple words. If my student is not old enough to write legibly with their dominant hand, I encourage them to draw a picture instead. By doing the activity with my students, I take the pressure off them, and they see that I'm not perfect either. A great activity to help a reluctant reader or a child who has difficulty with oral expression is the energy yawn. The joint where our jaw joins our skull is a point where we can massage while we yawn. This helps with verbal communication and reading.